Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to the round 16 player ratings video. Last night we got the job done against the Blues, 78-93. We won by 15 points. It was an awesome four-quarter performance and everyone played their part. So this is going to be a much easier player ratings video than this time last week when I was giving everyone ones and twos. So let's get straight into it. From the very top, Paddy Ryder, our ruckman, kicked 2 goals, had 11 disposals and 31 hitouts, one of his better games of the year, if not his best game of the year. Take away that Geelong game where he played really well and was pretty much the difference late in the game. This one, he kicked 2 goals, he was influential, his tap work was great, his around the ground presence was great, and he laid 5 tackles, which is unlike Paddy. So because of that, I think I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Marshall, 22 disposals, didn't kick a goal, but he had 22 disposals, 10 hitouts, 12 marks if you don't mind, and was I think the second or third highest rated Saint in the game. So I'm gonna go big again. I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 for Rowe. I was really impressed with him, and he signed his 5-year contract and he delivered straight after that, which is awesome. Josh Battle, 9 disposals, one of his quieter games, 2 tackles. I think he struggled a little bit. I don't think it was his best game. There was that passage where I think Motlop kicked a goal and Battle really could have done better there in the tackle and at ground level. The back line was okay for the majority of the time, but I think Battle was probably one of his weaker games of the year, so I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Jack Billings, 24 disposals, 10 marks. He worked his ass off all day and led into the pockets, and he created outlets at every opportunity for our backmen to kick to, and I think that was a key takeout from the game, was we were moving really well, and when JB's moving like that, we're such a much better team than what we have been. So JB, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I was really impressed with JB. Dan Butler, a player that has been talked up every week, and majority of the time not for the best reasons. He delivered 2 goals, 8 disposals, 3 tackles, and it was just good to see him rove goals and take his chances when he had them. Particularly that goal late in the game where it was off the pack, edge of the goal square, and he just roves it classily and hits it on the left foot beautifully and kicks the goal. And then even the one in the third term where it got the momentum going, put us back in front after Higgins kicked a goal. He kicks one straight from 45-50 on the run. And that's the Dan Butler that we've come to love in the last couple of seasons, and it was good to see him hit some form against the Blues last night. Hunter Clark, we hope he's going well, by the way, with that heavy knock to the face of Dan Butler, I believe. So he's got, I think he might have broken his nose, but his game overall, 17 disposals, 4 tackles. I thought he was good. I thought his hands in tight were really quick, and that really helped us release the ball to our runners. And he's building some form. So again, not his best game, but it looked like he was slowly catching up to the speed of AFL again with such a long time out. Now he's going to spend more time on the sidelines, which sucks. But Clarkie, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he was pretty good. Crouchy, 23 disposals, 11 tackles if you don't mind. I thought that was the Crouch that we've loved all year, and he's been down for 3 weeks like the rest of the team. But he stood up when he needed to, and I thought his run, his gun, and his pressure was elite. So that will probably give him a 8 out of 10 in my books. Gresham, 29 disposals, 2 points. He had 16 handballs, so he was generating a lot of in tight, sort of scenarios. 2 tackles. I thought, in other games he's had about 29, but he's kicked 2 or 3 and he's really damaging. In this one, I don't think so, but he laid off a few, I think, as we were running into the forward line where he could have kicked a goal himself, but he'd handball it off. So he probably could have kicked a couple, but he did set up his teammates, which was great, really unselfish play. And I think he supported the rest of the midfield really well. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Jack Higgins, similar to Butler, has been down, but it was great to see him bob up and kick 2 very important goals for us. 11 disposals, 2 marks. He did what he needed to do. And when he needed to be selfish and kick the goals himself, he did. And when he was unselfish, he did the right thing at the right time. So good to see he go back to some form with Butler, and hopefully that can build into the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to give Higgins a 7 out of 10. Tom Highmore came on for Dukes pretty late in the game, and he still finished with 12 disposals and 3 marks, which is awesome. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think he came on, he did a really good job late in the game when Carlton were pressing. Brad Hill, 27 disposals, was elite early, ran all day, created so many good outlets with Jack Sinclair. I think his second half was probably a bit worse than his first. I thought he started the first 2 quarters really well. Second half, I didn't notice him as much. I think the game tightened up a little bit, but his first half in particular was great. So Brad Hill, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Dukes, only the 6 disposals, went down, unfortunately, with an injury and was subbed off for Highmore. But I thought he was doing a pretty decent job on Mackay or Curnow, whoever he was playing on. It felt like they were rotating a little bit. But yeah, 6 disposals, no tackles. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he was actually pretty good, and it could have been even better if he had stayed on a bit longer. Jonesy, what was his best game since he's been back? We needed that from him. 21 disposals, 5 tackles. He had a bit of zip about him, but he also had a lot of hunger. And I thought that anytime the ball was in dispute in the centre or around a contest, it just seemed like he was putting his head over it before everyone else. So yeah, really happy with Jonesy. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. King, 12 disposals, 7 marks, 3 goals, 1. Got going late in the game when we absolutely needed him to, and I said to my mate at the game that Max King could really be the difference in this game. And I don't think he was quite the difference, because I think Tim Membry probably takes that mantle, but he jumped on board and was a really good kind of, second fiddle to Tim Membry yesterday, which is great. It wasn't just about Max King. So Maxi, I think it was a very solid performance, 7 out of 10. And speaking of Tim Membry, 4 goals straight, 10 disposals, 5 marks, went back late in the game, supported the defence, but he could also go forward and hit the scoreboard, and 4 straight is exactly what I've wanted Tim Membry to do for pretty much the whole season, but he's been spending a lot of time behind the ball. I love that he played as a forward yesterday, and we know how damaging he can be when he plays forward of centre. That to me is, man of match performance. I think it's a 10 out of 10 for Membry. He was excellent. Seb Ross, 27 disposals, 3 tackles. Again, back to his, pre-bye form, and that was a really good performance from Seb. I thought he ran all day. His ball use was good, and like everyone else, his pressure was elite. So that is probably a 7 out of 10 for me for Seb. Jack Sinclair, 37 disposals, 11 marks, huge performance. I said that Tim Membry was man of the match, but obviously Jack Sinclair's got a fair shout of getting man of the match. I'm giving him a 10 out of 10 as well. I think that's the first time I've done 2 10 out of 10s in these player ratings videos, which is huge. Steele, 24 disposals, 1 goal, 9 tackles, and I thought he played a pretty soft tag on Paddy Cripps, but it worked really well. I didn't think Paddy Cripps impacted the game too much, and our mids did such a good job overall on their midfield. Sam Walsh, no impact. Kennedy, no impact. Chera, no impact. So our mids overall stood up, and one of them was Jack Steele, and I was really happy with Steele. His best game since he's been back from injury, and that's an 8 out of 10 for me. Nasaya, 14 disposals, 4 marks, 4 tackles, 7 marks. He was huge in the first half. Some of the stuff that he was doing, and mainly his defensive work, that's the stuff that really stood out to me, was what he did when he didn't have the ball, and that was created turnovers. It rushed critical behinds when it looked like Curnow was going to soccer it off the deck. He always found space, and he always was at the right place at the right time when we needed him, when it looked like the Carlton were going to break through and do something damaging with the footy, but he was always there, and his ball use was pretty good as well. So that to me is I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I was really impressed with Naz. Webster, 19 disposals and 7 marks, no tackles, but I thought it was his best game close to the year. I thought that he's been down, and he's one that, like Paddo, was on the edge of being dropped, and Paddo was the one that was dropped this week, but could have well been Jimmy after last week, but it wasn't, and he stood up, and I thought he did a really good job. So that to me is a 7 out of 10 for Jimmy. Wilkie, 15 disposals, 7 marks, and he handled Curnow excellently. Curnow kicked a goal off a turnover, and I don't know if he kicked another one for the rest of the day. So because of that, I think that Wilkie's done his job, and that's a 7 or 8. It's Cal Wilkie, so we'll give him an 8. And Winhager, 11 disposals, but bloody hell, this kid, he's a bull, and I can't believe that he only had 11 disposals. It felt like he had so much more, because to me, it was like anytime he got near the ball, he made something happen, whether he hit the player hard, he got the ball himself, he was clean by hand. He always zips around. He's a lot quicker than what he looks. And I feel like his impact on the game was a lot bigger than what a lot of people think, and that's such a cool trait. He did that against Geelong when he came on for Steele. He has such this presence about him, and he's only in his first year, so it's going to be exciting to see him become the player we all believe he can become. I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. I really loved his game, even if it was 11 disposals. And lucky last, Mason Wood back in the lineup. He just structures us up, just stabilizes the midfield and the wings, and he offers a marking outlet, but he also offers a good pressure point. And I thought his pressure was pretty good yesterday. He chased all day, created options, 4 marks, 12 disposals. Not his best game by numbers, but I think he just offers another outlet for us and makes us a bit more dangerous moving the ball forward. And that's to me, that's probably a 6 out of 10, but it could well have been a 7 if he snuck a goal. So I'll leave it there, Sainers. There you go. They're my player ratings. You got 2 10s there in Membry and Sinks, and then plenty of 8s and 9s and 7s. And yeah, there's a lot of good ratings in this video. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have, please like the video, comment your thoughts on the ratings. Who was your man of the match? I'd love to hear that. And obviously subscribe if you love the content and you want to see more. So I'll leave it there, Sainers. I'll be back for Saints TV Weekly on Monday. So looking forward to that one. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you next week in the build-up to the big game against Fremantle on Saturday night. Take care, Sainers, and go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.